Just Smurf, the popular Twitch Uber driver who was live streaming his driving for Uber and Lyft, has been permanently banned by Uber. Hey everyone, this is Kevin, the Apptrepreneur, and let's talk about this new ruling, or really not ruling, this new decision Uber has made to permanently ban Just Smurf. Now, for those of you who may not have been here, I think this was 3 months ago, maybe, there was a story that a Twitch user by the name of Just Smurf was live streaming his Uber driving. That is where he put the dash cam on the dashboard and was just recording his rides and streaming them live. Now, he's not the only person to do this. I know several other Uber tubers of whose names will remain nameless, specifically because I don't want Uber to go after them per se, but he was recording his things and people would comment and make donations, and apparently got pretty popular, and it got the ire of some of the passengers as well as Uber, who put a temporary ban on him and then decided to permanently ban him. And what does this mean for you, and did they even do the right thing? Let's look at the article. So according to Fox News, and yeah, I know I'm reading from Fox, Uber has permanently banned a driver for his creepy practice of live streaming footage of his passengers without their consent. Okay, Fox. First thing, first paragraph, I already have to say something and correct them. Here's the thing. It says in the terms of service that you will be filmed in some cases. And as long as you have a dash cam up there, people can see they are being filmed. And if you have a sticker on your window that says you may be filmed in this car, that means you give them permission to film you. It doesn't say what they will or will not do with the footage. You give them permission to film. So if they want to live stream it or show it afterwards, that is their right to do it. Now, does that mean you should do it? Probably not. My opinion has always been, I would not personally live stream a trip. But we were given permission to do that. And if you saw the signs, the guy had all of the signage and, of course, a dash cam in plain view. People basically gave their consent. But let's continue. Hundreds of Uber and Lyft rides in the San Luis area were recorded by the driver, Jason Gargak, over the video platform Twitch as a form of entertainment to his online audience. However, almost none of the passengers were told they were being filmed, according to St. Louis Post-Dispatch, which reported on Gargak's Twitch channel last week. Well, they weren't told verbally, but, you know, it's in the terms of service. There was probably a sign on the window. They were probably told. On Monday, Uber told PC Mag the troubling behavior in the videos is not in line with our user terms of community guidelines. We have ended our partnership with this driver. Now, of course, if I were PC Mag, I would actually at this point ask, well, what specific guidelines did he violate? You see, here's what's really disturbing to me about all this. And I know some other Uber tubers who are totally against what this guy did. And again, they are totally free to feel that way. However, I do believe in following the rules. The rules say you can record your passengers. It doesn't even say what you can and can't do with that footage. It just says you can record it. And if you have enough, signage or whatever to tell people that they will be recorded on the trip, they will be recorded. Recorded is just that. People say, well, live isn't recorded. Yeah, it is. I mean, here's the thing. My question is, what if it weren't live? What if he just recorded it and then posted up afterwards? Is that against the terms of service? No, it's not. And for that matter, live streaming wasn't against the terms of service. So, when they say the troubling behavior in the videos is not in line with our user terms and community guidelines, yeah, it kind of is. But of course, let's continue. Lyft has also deactivated Gargak's driver status. Quote, the safety and comfort of the Lyft community is our top priority, it said. Well, then here's a question I have. In the videos, does it show them being uncomfortable with him? I mean, they were clearly safe, but in the videos, does it show them being disgusted or uncomfortable with the fact that they're being filmed? Because if not, well then, I guess everything's cool, right? Continuing. And you see a SiriusXM ad for some reason. According to Dispatch, Gargak filmed plenty of embarrassing footage no one would want made public. The videos include the passengers kissing, throwing up, and talking trash about friends and relatives. In some cases, full names were revealed along with people's homes. That, by the way, is the biggest morality concern, that addresses and full names were shared. But if it's not against the terms of service, well, I don't know what they want at that point. Okay. However, Gargic rarely told his passengers he was live streaming. Well, and if there was a sign on the window, he doesn't have to. Again, it's in the terms of service. You can record. If you have a signage and people enter, they are agreeing to that. Do it all the time. Heck, sometimes you walk into a Target, there's a sign that says, like, hey, we're filming stuff for promotional purposes. By entering, you consent to being filmed. You know what? Yeah. And if you find out that you're on a Discovery Channel one day in a Target commercial, well, there was a sign. You read it. You agreed. You walked in. You got filmed. So there you go. So actually, by the way, I should clarify. I don't know if that's actually how it works, because I heard a story that someone walked into a scene for Star Trek 4. They were asking people questions like where something asked, and the woman responded like in a really odd way, and the actor was like, well, yeah, I that's what I said, and they thought it was funny, and then realized the woman was an actress, and they had to hunt her down and have her sign a contract to use her in the movie. So maybe there are some limits to that. On top of this, viewers on his Twitch channel routinely made sexual comments about his passengers and mocked them. That's not good, but that's not exactly his fault, now is it? Gargic told the dispatch he wasn't breaking the law and pointed to Missouri's one-party consent rule on electronic communications. Nevertheless, the companies enabling his live streaming decided to intervene. His Twitch channel is no longer hosting any videos and has been suspended. The incident is stirring up debate over video cameras inside ride-hailing car services. Uber, for instance, does permit drivers to use dash cameras, but only for the purposes of safety. Well, here's my argument. If someone started doing something that was not safe and threatening his life, it's live on the internet. People can call the police and intervene. That, for his safety's sake, that might be interfering with his safety potentially. So, yeah. However, a company spokesperson said it plans on clarifying its policies around the video cam footage soon. Oh, yeah, because here's the thing. Uber made that comment because, like, yeah, they know. Their policy totally protected him doing this. Totally protected. You know, let's get back up to the picture because, you know, we like the picture. They totally know that their old user terms of service said, yeah, he can do this, and he was not breaking any terms of service. Now, Twitch's terms of service might be a little different. I don't know, but let's face it, the only reason people cared is because he actually got caught. Like I said, there are tons of UberTubers. I know several of them myself, like personal friends that I know that do this, and if I were them, like I'll actually be sending them private texts later on, maybe, but I'd stop if I were you. You might be getting in trouble soon, but they've done it for a long time, and Uber allows you to do it. And Missouri was a one-party consent law, so he wasn't breaking the law. Now, if I were just Smurf or Gargic, as his name is, I guess. I hope I'm pronouncing that right, by the way. Personally, I would sue them all. Sue them all. You know, point out that this was not against the terms of service, that you were following the law, the terms of service, and you were doing this for your own safety as well. Point out that if you aren't live streaming and someone starts doing something, you know what? The live stream is there to back you up. How many video streams have we seen? Video recordings have we seen where there is an altercation and we don't know what started the altercation because the dash cam wasn't on? I mean, the most recent one, that whole thing was Robert Ortiz, who berated his Lyft driver. In his apology, and by the way, I'm not crapping on the apology because I think it was for the most part genuine, but it has been pointed out that he made a claim that Sean called the police. Well, I personally doubt that happened. But you know what? We weren't recording before the altercation. We don't really know what started off. I highly doubt it was just because of music. I also doubt it was because Sean called the police. So, yeah, there is something to be said for, like, yeah, leaving the recording on the whole time. And we see people like Driving with Ryan, who record situations and post them on the internet afterwards, and he had way more subscribers than just Smurf. Is he against our terms of service? Again, I would say no, provided he's not breaking his state law. Uber gives us the right to record our passengers and do with the video footage what we like. And my question now is, now that this has been brought to light, what's next? I mean, are they actually going to put in the terms of service you can't record people? If they voice concerns about being recorded, can they turn it off? Or can they tell you to turn it off? And if you don't do that, you're breaking the policy. Well, what if they're asking you to turn it off because they've got a gun in their hand and they're going to stick you up? Bet the dash cam would be very handy. So no, the dash cams are super, super important. That has always been the case. And I always tell people, if you're doing this and you don't have a dash cam, you're fools. You're absolute fools. Don't put your life in someone's hands like that. And don't trust Uber or Lyft to do the right thing. Heck, here's the thing. The guy was following the law and Uber's terms of services, not doing anything wrong legally. Again, morally or ethically, maybe you could make an argument. But legally, he wasn't doing anything wrong, and they permanently suspended him anyway. Just Smurf, sue them. Sue their butts. Take them to court. Make them pay. You deserve a payday for this. But anyway, what do you folks think? Do you agree with Uber? Do you disagree with them? Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? What are your thoughts on live streaming your passengers? Again, personal opinion, I would never do it. And I don't think it's a great thing to do. I think it is a little creepy. But again, you are technically allowed to do it. So would you do it? I would love to know. So comment below, like, favorite, share, subscribe. If you enjoy my videos, consider becoming a Patreon member. It's totally optional, but even as low as $1 a month goes a long way to helping this channel run smoothly. And as always, flame responsibly. Have a good one.